Welcome back, folks. Today we're going to talk about Stalker 2 latest patch, or well, more specifically what to expect from it, being that we finally have some news so expectations can be lowered. First off, patch 1.9 will not include engine upgrade, which was sort of expected because, well, if they are indeed aiming for patch 2.0, which can be portrayed as Stalker 2.0 itself, then you want the biggest changes included in that, and to allow you the time to actually do the upgrade, being that, well, it's not an easy task just to flip the switch and Unreal is updated to a new version. For those who are not aware, GSC announced in 2025 that they will be updating the engine to Unreal Engine 5.5.4 that is supposed to provide a better optimization for the game, which includes it runs faster and lighter, being that, well, even though we had a lot of updates to the game already and it's been improving, in my opinion, it's still far away from how it can actually run because, well, stability can be sometimes questionable. Again, much better than the release version, but they wouldn't be doing a whole engine upgrade if it wasn't worth it, so we all hope it will indeed let this game shine even more. As much as I was able to research and talk to people, keep in mind I'm not trying to be smart here, engine version 5.5.4 comes with the reworked render dependency graph to reduce stalls and idle waits, which helps with the frame rate spikes, especially in big open world areas like Stalker 2 that has thousands of meshes, and it spends less time submitting drawback calls and has more time to render the scene, which ultimately means, well, more stable performance. It also fixes nanite itself so it doesn't hog resources, being that, well, this game relies a lot on it, and nanite is something that was sort of a selling point for Unreal Engine 5, but at the same time it is very resource heavy. Now, this is going to be the same for Lumen because it won't have bigger impact on GPU load. And GSC will now be able to use megalights, which apparently gives 50% light performance in complex scenes. Now, all of the sources which I have for this will be in the description below, so people who actually have technical knowledge in this can provide more context in comments or you can go through it yourself. In general, it means more stable frames, better use of multi-thread CPUs, and lowering the GPU overhead. But this is all in theory. Will it also be the case for Stalker 2? Well, we have to wait until it's out. Being that testing for 1.9 will start early March, and if 1.9 comes out in April, then 2.0 is still relatively far away, so don't get your hopes up just yet. Also, let's see what 1.9 brings in general. They will release that info closer to the testing period. They actually answered this in their official Discord, so that's the source of that information, because currently we don't really have an idea of what exactly this patch is going to bring. Or technically we have some ideas what is going to be like the biggest features of the patch, but the exact details are still unknown. Personally, I hope that we can finally get more info on the nuclear power plant, you know, being that that's sort of a thing they have been teasing and that's going to be a part of this game because it wasn't a part of the vanilla one. Now, maybe they're also keeping that for 2.0 as well. I mean, we shall see, but if somehow it makes it into 1.9 release, then that's even better as it means more content, and obviously those are sort of the DLCs they have been promising prior to the release of the game, and there's of course some things that people paid for with the, you know, highest versions of the game. I also constantly keep mentioning changes to the bed mechanic where we can choose how long we can sleep instead of just, you know, being press F to sleep. Not a fan of that, and that sort of a thing I hope is actually a part of this update as well. It wasn't really mentioned so far, but maybe they hear about it. I don't expect binoculars or scopes with bigger zoom until engine upgrade, as if you look in this version of the game, level of detail is not the best. Even if you try to zoom in with all of the best scopes they have currently in the game, it doesn't go far at all, so that's a big problem. That also influences how A-Life will spawn stalkers and mutants. Playing on this version, I still get into situations where enemies spawn out of nowhere. That's something which sadly still happens, but what is visible is that I find downed stalkers and I loot them, and I see that they are actually looting stuff because they have loot, which usually means is coming from someone else. Now, if A-Life is working correctly, or at least in this version that they currently have in the game, then these things are currently happening, but they do need a lot of work. So if you're heading back into the game and you maybe played on release and you haven't played until like now, then your experience is going to be somewhat improved. Modding scene has also been working hard as well, lots of good mods coming out. I mean, GSE still has to release, more options and more features for their modding tools. I mean, that's something which is updated step by step as well. But even then, it takes time for new stuff to arrive, especially bigger mods. You can check out my modding video for some starting mods that enhance your experience in 2021, and I will be releasing a full mod list later on. If you are on the fence, wait for the engine upgrade before buying. I mean, that's at least in my recommendation, but even if you play it now, I mean, game does run better. I mean, that's up to you if you wanna wait for, bigger changes. And that's it for now, so no engine upgrade yet in 1.9. As soon as they reveal concrete info about it in its features, I will make a video about it. Until that happens, no point in dragging this video out. If you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing, join our community on Twitter and Discord, and huge thanks to my Patreon supporters. I will see you soon with a new video, but for now, get out of here, Stalker.